Cakap je, VoiceOut, cakap je, VoiceOut. Cakap je lah.
Assalamualaikum. Apa khabar korang kat luar sana? Apa khabar Sarina?
Waalaikumsalam. Alhamdulillah. Baik. Anda bagaimana? Macam mak kilau lah awak ni.
Mak kilau ke mak silau?
Boleh
Dah makan
lah.
belum? Ni lepas
Dah,
lunch ni
alhamdulillah.
macam ngantuk gitu
Taklah. Kita on live. Mana boleh ngantuk. Mesti nak bersemangat.
Semangat. Apatah lagi kalau kita punya guest ni very special. Lagi semangat lagi nak berbual ni
Betul nak berbual. Itulah. Okay, to all of you out there, today our topic is very interesting because we are bringing out a topic that I think that is very relevant to our young mummies. Yep.
Yes.
So, but people like us, Panji, does this topic relatable to us?
Well, why not? We akan bakal, we will be getting our son-in-law,
Anak-anak, our children,
ada cucu.
our children.
Yeah, so and we have friends also, right? And we have our own experience. Kita ada friend yang akan ada first time, so I'm sure we can bagi tips 1-2, for them, right?
Bukan kita bagi tips. Kita punya guest speaker yang bagi tips.
Yeah, correct. Kita learn from her lah. After we learn from her, we
yes.
give the tips and we share the tips lah. Biasa kita voice out cakap je is to share good things lah guys out there. Ni macam repeat mode. Those out there, please like, tag and share this video. And we are also live in YouTube. Kalau your friends yang tak boleh go, cannot go via Facebook, can go YouTube at VoiceOUT Cakap je. Yep. Okay.
And of course, to all of you who are busy right now, I understand that some of my friends say that, I'm working right now. I said, no worries. Just watch or catch our replay anytime. Anytime on the go. Yeah.
Yes,
so
anytime dekat
anything
YouTube,
is possible.
dekat Facebook.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So our topic today is the rise of the doula. Okay. So
Doula ke Dila? Doula yang kumpulan doula tu Raya. Cik.
Awak ni macam-macam sangat lah side track. Saya nak fokus ni, nak bawa kita punya guest. Ya Allah. Okay,
jadi
let's do
Doula lah. Doula, bukan Dola Doula.
Mana
Okay.
Doula Kasim.
Doula kasih. Guys dekat sana out there, please what is doula? Okay, type in the comment what is doula to your knowledge. Doula penyanyi, doula the rock star, what you think of what is doula, the role of doula. Type in comment, tell us, maybe we can learn from you guys also. Why are you shaking your head?
Okay. Right. So let's cut the crap from him.
The nagging.
Right. I think maybe he's a guy, so we don't know what is a doula. But I think for us ladies, we definitely know what does a doula do. But the question here is how different is a doula from a gynae and a bidan?
Midwife.
Midwife. Lupalah. Okay. Lupa yang
tak
midwife
apa, kita faham. Awak
maklumlah,
belum
Cikgu
warm up
Melayu.
lagi. Yalah cikgu Melayu kan, dia nak translate Melayu aja kan.
Maybe we can bring out our Doula Dila guest.
Doula Dila, our rock star. Assalamualaikum Doula Dila.
Hi everybody. Thank you
Hello.
for inviting me to the show. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here.
Yep.
We also appreciate coming over. I know you're very super busy and I know you just bawa balik daripada somewhere and so set up and here with us.
Yes, yes, yes. Alhamdulillah,
Okay, thank you.
alhamdulillah.
Okay,
Never too
like,
busy for you guys and never too busy for the voice out audience. I think you guys
awesome.
are doing
Thank
a
you.
great job and really admire
Alhamdulillah,
you
thank
guys
you.
for bringing topics like this out to the public for basically public education. Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
people say sharing is caring.
So, so you
Bukan
get a lot.
sharing kepo-kepo. Bukan orang suka share tapi dia
uh,
kepo. Tak
Part of it also lah kan dalam perenca dia kan. Kepo mungkin you say that now mak kilau kan ni mak kepo
Okay, so has some good in it lah. Yeah.
Betul. Okay, Dula deal. Okay, tadi kita dah tanya audience. So kita nak tanya you pula. Apa tu Dula? What is Dula?
Okay, so basically this is a very common question people ask me, and then they also just like you cakap Dula ke Dola ke macam mana nak pronounce benda ni. Kalau makcik-makcik kita semua cakap Dola lah. Oh ni Dola kau saya
Ah,
saya Dola. Saya Dola dia. Okay.
Dula
Yeah, but because it's an English word, so
Hmm.
the pronunciation is on the second consonant U kan, D-O-U. So Dula sebenarnya dia bukan Dola ke Dola. So Dula is a Greek
Dengar
word.
tu English teacher.
Dula.
That's right. Always pronounce on the second consonant. So it's Dula, and then
Dula.
it's a Greek word for birth helper. And
Berapa?
then yeah, so just like Zarina mentioned just now, what is the difference between doula and then bidan?
Midwife.
So
Yeah.
basically dia macam sama sebenarnya. In fact, this doula, walaupun dia is a Greek word, it comes from Greece, of course, but this birth helper has been around for as long as women have given birth. There's always a woman, usually it is a woman, traditionally it is a woman who has helped other women to journey on in their pregnancy, labor and birth experiences. So in Malay culture, we have a very long and illustrious history of perbidanan, where usually it's a bidan kampung who actually the moms go to for consultations, and then she helps them to give birth, and then after that she helps them with the postpartum care and massage as well. So even though this word is like new, but actually the concept of doula is not new, especially in the Malay community.
Okay. Because I Google lah, I check. Okay, the definition of doula. Doula is a trained professional who provides continuous physical, emotional and information support to a mother before, during or shortly after childbirth. Basically
Yes.
macam gitu, betul?
Yes, so that's how the modern day doula differs kind of from the traditional bidan in the kampung, where we have a structured training, and the information that we tell our clients is all evidence based information, not personal lah. Of course, the personal can come in when we are sharing our own experiences with other mummies. So we can say, oh, okay, with this mummy it was like this, with this mummy it was like that. So actually, that is also an added value where I will share experience with a lot of mummies. So it actually helps in the sense that if you are pregnant, a first-time mother, and you are getting kind of advice from your aunt or your mom-in-law, usually they will share their own personal experience with their own pregnancy and birth and postpartum. So you have the benefit, so you have the benefit of experience from one person, their own one person personal experience. But with a doula, usually we handle a lot of clients. I handle a lot of clients, and I've been a doula for this year will be the 11th year I'm a doula. So then I can give a more broader perspective on the experiences that you may have.
Am I right, Dila, am I right to say that just now you mentioned doula provide care, massage, and I think now also diet, right? I mean the proper diet for pregnant mom. I mean, is it true that they now doula go beyond that, or it's just you? Is it part of a doula's job scope?
Okay, so what Shafi'i said just now is exactly correct. But for me, I would like to have an added value to my service. So doulas, basically that's what a doula does, which is what you mentioned, informational support, emotional support. But the added value for my service would be to advise them on the exercise, on the nutrition, on and provide massage services, postpartum massage service. And these are things that I actually learn, and especially I get the certificate for it. So then I am able to be more value added doula to my clients. So I provide like end-to-end service from the pregnancy itself, and then the birth, and then the postpartum, and the breastfeeding as well. So they are covered in the sense. So they're covered in the sense that I can provide that service for them. So they don't have to like look for a lot of people. If of course they want to, of course. But if they want to just have engage me for a lot of things, then I am there for them.
So am I right to say that just by
Okay, go ahead.
getting your service, just by getting, let's say, they like what you're doing because you seems to be providing a lot of things, right? Not just the what exercise. I mean, you mentioned, right, exercise, food, diet, all that. So is it enough? Let's say I'm a first time mommy. So okay, I your service and I like it. So I just get your service plus a gynae is good enough to help
Okay,
me
so
through my.
Okay, before you answer that question, when do we get your service?
usually
Yeah.
usually the mummies will approach me after their first trimester. Or for my repeat clients, usually commonly lah, I'm the second person that they actually tell once they know they are pregnant.
I'm pregnant. Yeah.
okay.
After the husband.
Atau
Yeah,
already
after
first
the husband,
already booking
even the
early
husband
before
already
the
tell me.
production.
Yeah, sometimes they even message me first before telling their husbands. It is an honor for me to actually be involved in this, and it is an honor for me to be trusted with this information, and to know that they actually trust me to be with them, not only just for the second time around, but very early for the second time or third time or even fourth time, subsequent times. Some of them they do take me for multiple times after. So it's not just that first time mummies, okay, you don't know anything, so now you know you don't need a doula. But commonly, for those who actually do engage me or engage a doula, they find a high value in that. Both of them, the couples, the dads and the mums as well.
What are the aims? What do you really targeted specific roles as a doula? You know, like
Okay.
ada orang cakap the benefit is like having doula increase the rates of you all must make a vaginal birth, you know, low risk of cesarean, stuff like that. How do you focus on that? Yeah.
Yeah, so usually, most commonly people engage a doula for what they call a pro-natural birth. A natural birth meaning they, for myself especially, because I brand myself as a pro-natural doula, in the sense that those who are moving towards that aim, where they want a birth without drugs, they want to not have so many medical interventions, they want to achieve a high level of physical preparation and readiness for a natural birth, then usually that's what they look for me to help them achieve. So there are actually different kinds of doulas in Singapore, where they are not necessarily a doula is a pro-natural doula. So there are doulas who actually assist you in having a cesarean, and they promote that for a safe cesarean. And then there are those doula who are actually pro-choice, in the sense that, okay, you want to have a natural birth, I help you. If you want to have a Caesar, I help you. But usually doulas, I myself also have helped my clients achieve a cesarean, a good cesarean, a healthy cesarean. But mostly my clients will look for me because they want a drug-free,
natural birth.
prevention-free natural birth. So that's
Ah.
what I help them with. And yes, all the statistics that you mentioned, Shafi'i, where doulas help there with a doula, you have increased rates of vaginal birth, lower rates of cesarean up to 2/3, cut the cesarean rates by 2/3, and then they have a better postpartum experience in the sense that they also it's not just the birth, but then it goes on into the postpartum where they have less rates of postpartum depression and more happier experiences as a mummy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Dila, you mentioned right. No, I'm trying to remember back. Being a first-time mom, for me, I don't know, or even maybe for young mummies out there, going through this first time, in their life, is it really possible to achieve a normal, pain-free birth? Is it possible
Good.
without using epidural, without using morphine or
Uh-huh.
pantidine? Yeah, I think that's
Right.
what every mom, first-time mom, want to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also I want to add that first time moms, um,
Mm.
which is still a surprise for me actually, where in this day and age where there's a lot of information out there, that
Mm-hmm.
they still come to me and say, I don't know much about birth. So it's, that is actually a surprise because for me it's like there's a lot of books nowadays as compared to my time when I was a
Yeah,
first time
full time.
mommy. That was like 27 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like there was I remember only reading this Miriam Stoppard book on all you need to know about birth and all that. There were very few
Yeah,
books, but now there's a lot of books, and then
Mm-hmm.
a lot of resources
information.
online, and you can Google all
Mm-hmm.
this information. So perhaps it's either they number one, there's over reliance on the medical system, over reliance on the doctor being your resource person, or also they are overwhelmed by the deluge of information that they don't know which one to actually believe.
Yes,
So
correct.
that
Especially the Doctor Google.
yes, so so that's where we come in, and we kind of make that learning curve shorter, where
Shorter, yeah.
okay, we cut through all these extras and tell them, okay, this is it. But I just want to say, this is what I say to all my clients,
Mm-hmm.
that your search for knowledge does not end with having a doula. That
Exactly.
even
Yes.
even with a doula, it's not. Don't believe me 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't believe your doctor 100% either. You
Mm-hmm.
should actually keep on learning, right? Because people have different. Even though we are all evidence based, and
Mm-hmm.
even the doctors are telling you info from evidence, right? Hard evidence, research, and all that. But sometimes this information is not targeted for you personally, right? And usually the advice is just generic advice, but it's not targeted for you. For example, if you are say deficient in magnesium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Magnesium deficient. So then, so would just eating a balanced diet do, or should I eat something else more to correct my deficiency? Or mostly, I
Okay.
would just say mostly moms are iron deficient. So then, if we want to say, oh yeah,
Mm.
you should just eat lots of greens, lot of green leafy veg and all that. How much should I eat? Should I eat a lot more? And when should I actually scale down eating a lot of these green leafy veg? Is there any supplement that I can take? And how much? What is the dosage of the supplement that I should take? And
Mm-hmm.
when I should just do a maintenance dose. So targeted information for you personally, then you would need like something like what I provide lah, which is kind of like a coaching service also as well.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Mm,
Okay. So it's very
Okay, guys.
personalized.
Yeah, very
correct.
personalized. Everybody got their different wants and needs, eh?
Yes, betul. So what may work for general people may not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
What other people do that is right for them may not be addressing your problem. So
Mm.
sometimes the problem is like a lot of people just listen to this. Oh, my friend said this is good. Oh, this person said this is good. But then it was probably good for them. But then, oh, Kak, should I eat a lot more of this vitamin C? Then I'll ask, do you think you are vitamin C deficient? That's why you want to increase your vitamin C? Oh, no, because my friend said this high dose of vitamin C is good for me. So there you see, so it just doesn't really address your problem. So maybe you are not vitamin C deficient, maybe you are zinc deficient. So that's a different thing altogether.
Okay, Dila, is there, tell us some one or two things, like is there some misconception of things that they think must do, but actually when they ask you, no need. Is there anything that macam for example makan ini
Pantang
so
larang.
pantang larang yang is not macam mak-mak kata, makcik-makcik kata. So is there anything that ever they come to you, then you say no need, actually you must do this. Share with us some of the thing.
Okay, so maybe one makan, one exercise.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one makan is that not about makan, but about jangan makan.
Jangan makan apa?
Jangan makan. So the jangan makan nanas. Don't eat pineapples.
Okay.
Right. So,
Nanti gugur.
You mean pregnant women are not encouraged to eat pineapples?
Nanti
Cause
nanti anak
abortion.
kau gugur.
I mean miscarriage, sorry.
Miscarriage.
Aduh.
Yeah, correct.
Nanas miscarriage.
Correct. Yeah. Abortion. Abortion. Like people who think this
They
will
can want to abort.
have an abortion for unwanted pregnancy. So actually, this is really not true. In fact, pineapples are very healthy for pregnant women. Ripe pineapples have this they have this enzyme called bromelain, which helps to digest proteins. So actually, eating ripe pineapples is good for the mummies. But if you have a history of miscarriage, then I would say don't eat the unripe pineapple with the unripe pineapple core purported to be not healthy and to cause the miscarriage. So this is a very big misconception that people are still having. I would say go ahead, even though orang tua or our elderly will just still continue to say don't eat pineapples.
Don't eat
But
pineapple.
sometimes I would say also that if number one, if this pineapple thing works, eating pineapples equals to miscarriage, then why are people having abortions in the hospital? When they can just eat pineapple. You don't need to pay for an abortion. Okay, I don't want this pregnancy. I'm a teenager or I am a married woman I don't want this pregnancy. All I need to do is just eat pineapples and I'll be gone. So why do you have like hundreds, like at least about 1,000 plus, abortions every year when you can just eat pineapple? So it doesn't really work. It doesn't work at all actually. That's number one. Number
in
two,
fact, it's helping to for you to maintain your babies, because like you say, it's a good food. It's a healthy food for pregnancy.
It's a vitamin for the baby. So it's working the other way around. Oh, maybe our parents are trying to do reverse psychology, tak?
Maybe.
No, I think this is something in the medical, because in the medical community, which we say correlation is not equal to causation. That means, for example, I am a pregnant mommy and I eat the pineapple, and then I have a miscarriage. So from the outside, a person looks at, dia makan, eat pineapple, and then dia ada miscarriage. So this is not, actually, this is like a coincidence.
Yes.
It's a coincidence, but it's not the cause of the miscarriage. For all you know, she has a tendency to miscarry, or this baby was not viable. That means this baby was not really a healthy pregnancy, and then naturally your body will expel the product of conception. So your body naturally expels within the first 3 months. If the pregnancy is not viable, nanti you akan sendiri miscarry. So it is actually nature's way or Allah's way to help us in that sense. But then coincidentally you ate pineapple. Then people see and people say, oh okay, dia pasal dia makan pineapple. Actually no, it's not.
Actually not
So
but
pineapple
guys out
became
there
the
yang tengah
blame.
pregnant,
So pineapple
jangan because
became the
Dila
blame
say it's
lah.
good to eat pineapple, you go lantak pineapple tu everything. There's
No.
always a
Sakit perut
limit lah.
salahkan Dila After that you get tummy
But
ache.
then
Yeah.
But then I always say, something that is good, you should not overdo it.
Yes,
Everything
correct.
that
Yeah.
is
Things
good,
in
if you
moderate.
overdo, it will become an unhealthy thing for you.
Exactly.
It,
Betul.
yeah, so always eat a balanced diet. You can eat pineapples, but it doesn't mean, oh, I tell you can eat pineapples. I eat pineapples every day. Just like my clients say, oh, I heard that soya bean is good for my baby. So she ate soya bean every single day. As a result, her eczema flared up. Because increase in histamine. So everything that is good, don't overdo it. So if I say eat pineapple is fine, then maybe you can eat once or twice a week. Or eat oranges is good, eat once or twice a week. Eating blueberries is a superfood. You don't eat blueberries
Superfood.
by the bushel every day. You eat like once or twice a week. That kind of thing. You just
Mm.
balance it all out,
Balance
and
it.
then
Yeah.
it works. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interesting
Wait,
yang you
wait,
say
wait,
soya
wait.
bean.
Eh,
Yes. Apa wait apa?
No, because Dula haven't finished. She mentioned about
Dah-
the two
Dah
misconceptions.
habis
So the
kan?
next one is
Belum habis?
exercise.
Kejap.
Oh,
Wow, the soya.
another misconception is physical,
Okay.
is exercise, right? Where people say to pregnant mummies, do not squat. Don't do squat.
Kalau squat,
Don't kalau
Nanti baby
squat
terkeluar.
nanti
The baby bukan mau.
baby jatuh, you miscarry. Yeah, you haven't you have an unplanned miscarriage, right? Unplanned abortion. Like so you get very afraid. I don't know I can squat or not. Orang tua-tua cakap jangan nyangkung, nanti baby terkeluar. So this
okay.
Betul you.
but in fact
Itu
again
common
I was saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
heard also.
very common.
Jangan.
Yeah.
Jangan ambil barang tu. Jatuh belakang orang lain ambil.
Correct. That's right. Yeah. So I would say this is the exact opposite. Just like that pineapple thing, there's the exact opposite. In fact, squats strengthen your ability to birth the baby. In fact, squats help you. Squats is prescribed by me as an exercise for you to strengthen your core. And this is also a lot of what athletes do, which is do squats to strengthen the core. So the squat can be half squat, can be full squats, and then I actually tell my clients if you can do at least about 20 to 100 squats a day, that would be awesome. At least 20 squats a day. So it is actually bukan saja. It's not just something that is not wrong to do. It's actually encouraged to do.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, kejap Fiza can update us still lagging or not, because she comment ada lagging. Yeah, thank you Fiza for sharing. Ayu, okay, thank you. Waalaikumsalam. Okay, ada lagging tak? Kalau ada lagging, just update us and we see what we can do over here. And guys, okay, we have Doula deal here. If you guys kat luar sana ada question to ask, mak kita ada apa soalan-soalan yang you think you want to ask her, just comment and ask her. Dila kalau boleh answer, she will answer. And I about to just potong tu. I teringat you cakap makan soya bean banyak-banyak tu tak bagus. Apa nak dengar? Makan soya bean banyak-banyak nanti anak tu putih.
I pun baru nak cakap. I bedal you waktu I mengandung. I minum susu.
You bedal
I makan
putih-putih
soya
punya semua?
bean. Betul. Putih-putih apa, alhamdulillah. Kopi semua I tak minum
Cat
tau.
putih tak minum, tak makan.
Kopi I letak tepi seriously, I don't touch coffee
White
because
kopi
I takut nanti I cloud.
Coincident lah dapat yang putih lah kan.
Putih. But I just want to say to my clients, if your husband is kind of dark skin and so are you, right, or tan or dark skin, and your baby comes out looking like an Angmo, like a Caucasian, then you really actually have a problem.
I think the husband kena investigate.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible that you. But you can improve the skin of your baby, of course, by eating lots of fruits, which is high in antioxidants and vitamins. So it helps with the skin condition of your baby. But to influence the baby color, this is, I think, number one, that is a misconception. Number two, it is also another form of, I would say, prejudice, in the sense that, it's preferable to have a baby with fair or white skin
Fair.
rather than our normal kind
skin.
of Asian
Exactly.
or even
Yes.
dark skin. Then
Yeah.
that is actually, you're setting your own baby up for a lifetime of discrimination from the parents themselves.
Agree
So
100%. Betul.
Wow.
yeah, so I think the
Yeah, that
parents
is.
to investigate their own opinions on this. Yeah, and not
Yeah.
traumatize the child even before the
Exactly,
child is
betul.
born.
Betul, betul.
Yeah.
Agree, totally agree. That part I totally agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Siapa ni? Okay, you cakap, yes, in fact, exercise helped me deliver my youngest one earlier. You comment.
Okay.
Then Fiza,
Are you
betul.
auntie?
During pregnancy, I love soya bean for my son. Sekali come out macam apa ni? Terperanjat. My hubby ingat salah birthday.
Salah baby.
Salah baby,
Keluar,
sorry.
Yeah.
Fiza,
keluar macam mana?
terpanjat tu keluar macam mana Fiza? Yang kita ask. Okay, I think I faham. Maybe you cakap yeah, your baby putih because you makan soya bean. Macam Dila cakap kebetulan. It's not because you eat
Oh,
soya
okay,
bean
okay.
atau you minum kopi teh susu ataupun ya macam Zainah
Yeah.
cakap apa.
If I wanna say in that vein, then you can try actually minum kopi hari-hari and tengok if your baby comes out black.
Hey, tak nak. Tak nak. I don't want to take
Which,
I don't
people,
want to
I
take
have
that risk.
clients who actually drink coffee every day, or dia lagi negotiate dengan, because I actually discourage them to drink coffee because of the
Yeah,
caffeine,
caffeine.
not
Yes,
because of the
yes.
color. But then they
Okay,
drink
yeah.
like 2 cups a
Coffee.
day.
Wow.
Yeah, fortunately, the baby didn't come out coffee color, so it doesn't
Coffee
really,
colours.
there's
Oh,
no
She's
influence on that.
lucky.
Fiza
Yeah,
comment, his skin birat blue black macam terbakar.
But
No.
generally most babies when they are, being born, that's generally the color, right? Over
Yes,
time, it will
yeah.
eventually become fair. Yeah, that's very
They,
normal. Actually, it's
yeah,
good, right?
baby don't.
Dila.
Yeah, the baby change. They kind of change color, and they also change their face as they grow. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they are born, they look like the daddy, and then as they grow, they look mommy. Then they
True.
grow older, look like nenek. So
Betul.
they
Orang
kind of
pengalaman cakap. Betul.
yeah. Some of
But
them they're
okay
born
lah, it's
really
still within the
fair.
family. Correct.
Yeah, some of them
Yes,
born
yes.
really fair, and then later on they became darker, and some of them are born dark, and then as they grew up, they became fairer. So
Fair, betul.
yeah, it's just your genetics, and yeah, what it is. So
Nothing
it
to do
doesn't
with
really,
what you eat.
what you
I
eat
mean the
will
color
influence the
lah.
condition of the child, but
Condition. Yeah.
Yeah.
not really change
Not the
genetics.
physical part.
Genetics
Yeah.
genetics are not easily changed by what you eat.
Betul. That's true. Okay. Dila, is there any share with us any experience a good one where you help this mommy yang some one or two experience yang we can share lah. People can learn also. Ada tak?
I think with a lot of my patients, there's like overwhelmingly good experiences
Of
in the
course.
sense that,
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
yeah, alhamdulillah, in the sense that this is why also partly the joy of being a doula, in the sense that you're with people who are actually going to have a good outcome, which is the baby.
The
They
baby,
want to have a
yes.
good outcome. Unlike, for example, divorce lawyers, macam you kind of expect your clients to
It's a
be
good.
in a state of high stress and all that. So in my job, it's really quite a joy because you're
Yes.
with mommies and then you're with babies, and it's just very pleasurable helping them along. So overwhelmingly a lot of positive experiences, and I can't really pinpoint the most positive experience, but generally when they achieve their good births and they are happy, and especially when their previous birth is a traumatic first birth, either they end up, and this trauma doesn't mean necessarily a C-section, but in a large number.
Mm.
It is because of the C-section. But then they also have had a normal birth. Normal means vaginal, but maybe not natural, in the sense that there were many medical interventions. There were a lot of drugs involved, and then she didn't feel empowered. In fact, she felt disrespected, traumatized by the whole experience.
Wow.
And then with the second birth, they had a very good, in the sense that they felt respected during the birth. They felt that they were in control of their bodies, and they birthed the baby in a way that makes them feel stronger and more ecstatic about the birth. So then that is a very joyful thing to experience, and to be with them in this journey. So
Yeah, to be
this is,
part of the big celebration. Yeah, I think you're part of the
Yeah.
and
celebration.
it did not just achieve the goal, the birth goal, because
Mm.
they will tell me, okay, this is what I want. I want a natural birth. I want certain things to be done. I do not want to go to the hospital early, which I did in my first birth. I do not want an epidural, which I had, which I lost control of my body. And then my baby went into distress. Can I achieve all this? I said, okay, of course, we can look at all the factors, and then we what I do is that I kind of break down what happened that led to this. So
So we
my
can
term for it is deconstruct. So I deconstruct the whole thing, and then I highlight to them, okay, this is what happened that led to this, that led to this. So let's nip it at the bud. Okay, so if you do not want intervention, so this is what we do right from the start. If
so we
you do
can
not
minimize
want,
future problem lah.
yeah, that's right. So I also troubleshoot their earlier birth, and then go into the next birth with a much better understanding of what happened. So then when they achieve what they wanted to achieve and they feel extremely happy, that's where the joy is. Yeah.
Dila.
Okay, Dila, for all this decision,
okay.
don't mind me. I mean, it just
Go.
came to my head.
Uh-uh.
Does the husband, because from the way your conversation, does all this decision based on husband and wife? Or it's
Ah.
just the wife and you making the decision? Normally, how does the decision is being made? Because I believe there's a lot of decision, I mean,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
is it a couple decision, or it's just the wife decision, or it's just the guy's decision, or they just listen to whatever you said? Yeah. So,
Okay. So again, like I said, for them is I give them information, and the couples are my clients. Not just the women are my client, but the husband. So this is also part of the reason why the husbands feel having a doula is advantageous for them, because usually in the medical system, I mean, I'm not criticizing the medical system, but usually the husbands are just pushed aside, and the focus is more on the mom and the baby, of course. But then what the husband wishes, what the husband feels about the birth, what the husband, his goals as well, because they also have perspectives about birth that they come in with, right?
Yes,
So
of
then,
course.
so I hear both of them, because I tell the daddies that it is your child, you have an equal voice. If you think that you don't agree with your wife on this, then it is important for you to voice out, because usually even if they don't engage a doula, the husband and wife has to be a united team
Yes.
in this birth, in the pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. And if you are not communicating with the team, that's where problems come in terms of miscommunication, and then not being heard. I'm not heard. Then disagreements and all that. So
yeah. You know why?
myself,
Because, sorry, you were saying? Never mind.
with myself also, sometimes I advocate for both, because sometimes the wife doesn't really understand what the husband wants, and then I kind of put it in a way that she understands. And then sometimes the husband, women and men already have different ways of communicating.
Yes.
So sometimes I demystify what the wife actually means.
Yeah, especially during the pregnancy where the hormone is changes
Correct.
up and down, A, B, C.
She also indirectly become the family peacemaker.
Peacemaker,
Kind of. I
Yeah.
advocate for both.
Kind of.
So
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
there's a misunderstanding, the
Misunderstanding.
miscommunication. So I help them to bridge that gap. So inevitably, sometimes I am also like a marriage counselor, but I don't really I'm not trained in that. But because
But
I
that's
deal with a
part
lot of
of.
couples, and then these
Mm.
commonly are certain things that they disagree with or not understand each other. So I just represent each other to both, and then we all come to a consensus.
What are the common disagreement? Is it very serious one or just sometimes might be a simple one? Apa masalah selalu yang diorang ada between the two of
Um,
them?
it depends on the couples themselves, in the sense that um uh what it is sometimes it's not directly related to the birth itself. It's
Ah,
sometimes their own personal issues that affects her mood and her emotions,
yes,
and then
yes.
it affects her birth as well.
Mm.
Mm, mm,
So,
mm,
for example, if they keep quarreling about something, about a certain thing, and then they don't have a resolution on that, and then she goes into labor feeling very emotionally disturbed. So that
yes,
actually
yes.
affects her ability to relax and allow the contractions to happen
Mm.
and relax enough in order to dilate. So the mind and the emotions of the woman is directly affects her ability to birth as
Yeah.
well.
Mm, mm,
Correct.
mm.
So
Betul.
yeah, so then these disagreements can be unique to many couples, and then sometimes it's even something as very very personal as sex.
Yes, yes.
So where
Yeah.
the husbands are comfortable enough to tell me that my wife doesn't want to have sex with me because um she feels that she has a big stomach, it's uncomfortable and all that. So then
Mm, 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 mm.
I tell the wife how important the sex is for the husband, and what are the things that they can do to actually uh, achieve certain positions to make
Yes,
sex
yes,
happen.
yes.
Yeah.
Betul. Yeah,
Yeah.
to make it possible. Yeah, yeah. I believe this journey is actually an intimate journey. Between couples. Every couple got their own issue problem, and I think the husband, for me, this one personal, husband must understand more what is going on with their partners. The hormone changes, everything. So I think, yeah, like you say, having a doula is helping. Okay, macam tadi ada problem with this situation, then they can ask. Rather than you go Google and you salah cakap, this is actually a good way for you to help you better understanding your partner lah. Not
Each
only you
other. Yeah.
understand the
During this
girl,
period.
the girl understand the guy also lah, which is good. Yeah,
Yeah. We
yeah, that
understand
is
each
good.
other's.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. I think okay, I
By the
just want
way.
to mention. Yeah, what?
Mm.
I just want to mention about like you said, the misconception about the guy,
Mm.
which a lot of guys think that, yeah, I heard that you just feel like macam nak berak, then you go hospital lah. What's so difficult about it? So then
Make it like no big
I say
issue
like,
at that.
it's not as easy as that, because the men,
Yes,
they
yes.
have never had period, they have never been pregnant. So you're coming from a perspective like a guy's perspective, like
Mm.
why you so emotional about this? So
Mm.
then I
Yeah.
explain
Correct.
okay,
Yeah. That means the guy is not doing his homework.
yeah, correct, that's right.
Seriously.
That's right,
Yes.
yeah. Sometimes
Really.
I find that the guys uh, uh, are very afraid actually. They are afraid. So in
Ah,
order to kind of mask this fear of that they don't know actually anything much, they they kind of uh
Yeah. They also don't
dismiss
want to
the
show to
wife.
their wife that, they're afraid. Maybe some men, I'm not saying all, but I would say some men, they are afraid, but they just don't want to
Yeah,
show it to their wife. And I think
yeah.
by Adula being there, it really helps. Personally, I feel. Yeah. So for yourself, Dila, are you allowed to be in the delivery room with
the labor
your
ward.
client? Yeah, in the labor ward. Are you allowed?
Pre-COVID, pre-COVID, we can go pretty much
Go in.
a lot of hospitals, but
Ah,
but now with especially with the shutdown and then with the COVID, the hospitals put it that only the husbands can be with the wives. Currently, I can only go into one hospital, and that is a private hospital. So I don't know what the government hospitals SOP is
Reason
now. Yeah, but then yeah. So what I do is again a lot of helping with the preparation and helping them with laboring at home, and then go to hospital when they are kind of in active labor. So that's
Yes.
about it. And then I also have had instances where the husbands put me on video call, and then I'm kind of able to be with them in the labor ward.
You
Yeah.
can assist them. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
vividly remember during the time where when you can see the heartbeat at the graph going up. Okay, the graph it's coming. Okay, now you need to push. That experience. Cannot buy anywhere lah.
Yeah, it's just a life-changing experience for the both of them.
Yes,
And
yes.
I would say that with more information, having me around with more information that they have, the husbands actually feel the husbands are more involved in this pregnancy and birth than for the husband. Sometimes, like I said, they don't know, they are not sure,
Yes.
and then they are not
Yeah.
sure, so therefore they are afraid to do in
Yeah.
case they offend the wife or make her unhappy or angry or upset or whatever. So with more knowledge, they are more sure of what they need to do and how to do it. More importantly,
Yes.
how to, that they are more confident, and then they are more involved. And then when they are more involved, everything becomes better. Their relationship is better. That the child is actually confidently cared for by the daddy, and then it helps.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. Agree. Okay, is there any tips that you can share to mummies out there or to fathers out there who's listening? Not do anything that can help them to go this journey in a very better, nice way. I mean, a safe journey
Smoother
or
way.
smoother way. Yeah. Why am I
Uh,
lost at words? Sorry.
Pasal
yeah.
teringat the last time was when 20 years ago.
20 years ago, my goodness, and it is best
Inshallah.
experience. Especially those daddies, right? Those daddies, please remember, when you first time, I received the first time the baby, mine ke? Is it mine? Macam,
Is it mine? Oh my god.
yeah,
Ini
and
betul ke?
remember,
Siapa ni beranak patung
no, it's just inside the head, mine. Oh, this is mine, really, this is mine. When you see the baby, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and guys out there, please, okay, kanan apa kalau perempuan kamat, kalau lelaki azan okay.
Yeah.
Jahat
Ya,
saja.
jangan terus
It's all good
panik.
stuff
Jangan
to
terus
know,
panik tak tahu apa
kan?
nak buat.
Yeah, and
Apa dia?
it's so new and so scary and so exciting at the same time. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
confusing also sometimes.
confusing, and you're afraid of making mistakes. But then
Yes.
you will make mistakes. Just like every journey, you will need to make mistakes, and then you learn as a parent. You learn
Yeah,
along with
it's
your
okay.
wife.
It's
Yeah,
okay to stumble and fumble. That's where you learn.
yeah, that's where you
But
learn.
Dila, actually to rewind back. I mean,
Mm.
it is good, like whatever that you have shared, right? It's very positive and nice. But
Mm.
I've known of some couples who are married for 10 8 years, but they have tried everything. They have tried IVF, everything. I mean, is there any way you can assist, let's say, this group of people? Because I find that sometimes people say it's good to go for a special massage, that can
Oh,
enhance your fertility, that kind of thing. Yeah. Or you eat certain food. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, besides the medical thing, that of course, definitely, I
you need to
believe they
do,
would
yeah.
have
Yeah.
seen a gynae, right? The gynae would have advised and say that, oh, basically both of you are right. Yeah, maybe you just need to check on your diet. Personally, what's your advice or personal take on this?
Tips, yes.
okay. So, fertility issues. Actually, there's a lot of factors.
Mm-mm.
What you get from your checkup with the doctor is mainly a window into the hardware of what's inside. So the hardware is maybe your hardware looks like okay, it's functioning, but sometimes you have deficiencies that affect your hormones, usually, and that cause you to not be able to conceive. So in terms of physical aspects, the doctor can pinpoint things like, for example, you have, for example, endometriosis, you have PCOS, you have multiple cysts, you have a lot of medical issues. So doctor will help with that medical issues in case you need surgery to remove or to to see whether your fallopian tubes are blocked, and then to do the necessary hardware troubleshooting, and
Ni macam dah diagnosis your PC komputer. Okay,
yes,
tak apa,
correct.
kacau je.
That's what the doctor usually does.
Okay.
But then the doctor looks at the hardware. If it looks like the hardware is functioning, then that means the software is not functioning. So the software is usually where your deficiencies are. For example, like perhaps you are estrogen dominant. That means your hormone your hormone estrogen is high and your progesterone is low. And then what are the foods to eat to increase your progesterone, or maybe to help to help
balance up
your
everything,
Yeah, because there are certain foods that you eat that are increasing your estrogen very high. Or perhaps in terms of your metabolism, there is an issue, and then that also affects your fertility. So maybe maybe you have thyroid issues, maybe you have deficiencies in, for example, iodine, or certain or certain deficiencies. So all this does affect the hormones that are produced by your body in order to maintain the pregnancy. So then it is more imperative for you to actually look at your diet. And then sometimes I have my clients do a DNA test. This DNA test is also together with the blood test. This DNA test is I have a guy, a person who actually does this. He takes the hair from you, and then he has this machine that analyzes that fresh data, and it breaks down into are you protein deficient, what are the proteins, and then the whole protein panel they show, and then the whole vitamin panel, even small things like your boron is low, something like that. So it breaks it down. So I have my clients who really can't think of like, hey, my blood test is fine. Then I don't know, what else can I do? Then I help them have this DNA test, and then we'll see further actually if you are deficient in anything that needs to increase.
So basically you can assist them, you can help them, you can guide them. That means you are able to.
I just assist.
So kalau ada DNA punya issue tu, so you get Professor X to mutate the thing
I know this DNA is
kacau je.
shows what your diet has been for the past 3 months, and
what
then
you need to change
what you need to change. So then we change because sometimes they ask me what do I need to change. I say I don't know because I can't. From the look of you, I also don't know what you're deficient in. So then we'll have a look further into what you're deficient in, and maybe you increase, and then hopefully that will help with balancing your hormones and increasing certain hormones, and then that needs to increase in order for you to get pregnant or maintain your pregnancy.
Okay, sorry, kacau je. Ingatkan macam Professor X kita boleh tukar dari Wolverine di DNA change.
Nah, like I said, genetics cannot change genetics.
Kacau
Ni
je
dah banyak
lah.
sangat tengok Marvel show ni, dah banyak sangat tengok X-Men kan. Ingatkan tengok mati lah semua. Banyak sangat mati awak sampai dah silau kan.
Silau.
But
Okay,
let me
guys.
say that also I mean when we go into medical, I mean I think pregnancy and medical is something that we cannot separate. I mean it's the whole thing. But okay, there is a couple who has difficulty, getting pregnant. But how about, I do hear of some women, they are okay, they are healthy, no issue, then they get pregnant, they are very happy, suddenly go for their monthly checkup, blood sugar very high. Never in their life they have diabetic, suddenly they have to take insulin to reduce their blood. I mean, it's like, but before pregnancy they are healthy, so like why suddenly all this come out during pregnancy? I understand people say because your hormone changes, everything goes haywire. So I
It's very common a lot of cases kita dengar
very
macam
common,
gitu
right? We've heard, right? Like, hey, I'm okay now, I don't have all this medical condition, then when I got pregnant, all this come out. So this thing already there, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, it's already there, but so it's just a matter of waiting for the time to come out. So now it's out lah. Is it?
So first of all, I just want to say something that also is a misconception, to clear up a misconception that being having no illness means you're healthy.
Betul.
Besok juga aku pergi doktor.
So people always think
harus wajib.
People always think having no illness means I'm healthy. Health is not an absence of illness. Then just because you tak ada high blood pressure or you don't have diabetes and all that, that means I'm healthy. Not necessarily. You may not be healthy.
Yes, you
may not be in good health. So that's why when things like, for example, things like COVID hits you and all that, so your response to that, instead of falling ill and then recovering and then getting better, is that you fall ill, you get worse and worse and worse, and then in some cases you die. So it's not about dia sihat apa, dia tak ada apa-apa. Actually, tak ada apa-apa doesn't mean they're healthy. Doesn't mean for us, it's for us as a human being, we not only need to be healthy, we need to be robust. And the only way in which you test your robustness is, or the proof of it is that when you fall ill, how fast can you recover? Or for example, the test of your health and strength is that, okay, can you carry 20 kilos? Like for example, can you, aku kuat lah, aku boleh lah. Okay, you carry this amount of weight and see whether it's okay, or you just, strain yourself because of it. Like for example, I say, I'm okay, I'm healthy and all that. Or aku fit, aku sihat. Okay, fine. Then you go up Mount Faber, you go up Bukit Timah.
Bukit Timah. Semput.
Timah without semput. So, are you really fit or healthy? Or
tak payahlah pergi Bukit Timah, naik tangga tu dekat blok kita, naik tingkat 2, tingkat 3, boleh tak?
Yeah. So you see, the proof is when you are tested. So the thing is, like, when you are tested with pregnancy. So pregnancy is a state where actually pregnancy is a state of increased health. As opposed to another misconception that people think, pregnancy makes you weak and all that. Pregnancy makes me have diabetes. Pregnancy makes me have high blood pressure. In fact,
pregnancy make me fat.
No, you make yourself fat.
Pasal aku pregnant, aku boleh makan. I'm eating for 2, that's my justification. All this I'm eating for 1, I'm eating for 2. So, mesti 2 plates of mee rebus
tapi you semua salah tau. You salah betul. Part ni I cannot agree. You know what? You makan macam, you nak makan ni, you nak makan tu, you nak makan ni. Bila husband dah bagi, you cuma cubit, dah kenyang. Husband kena habiskan semua. Husband yang gemuk.
Lalu siapa yang gemuk?
Kan?
Dia salahkan dia. Betul-betul. Bang, tak nak makan ni, tak. Ngidam.
Kan? My husband pun ngidam. Actually, that one is also another thing lah. But that's another thing.
Adakah during your experience husband yang banyak nak ini nak tu compared to yang pregnant?
Ada, because they are very sympathetic and bonded with their wives. So whatever the wife is feeling, also they are also feeling. So when this happens to husbands who are very bonded with their wives,
Yes.
and and they feel also the same thing that the wives feel. So the wife rasa macam mual, dia macam mual juga. Dia rasa macam nak makan lebih, dia pun rasa macam nak makan lebih. It's not because of some magic or whatever. It's just that they are in sympathy with the wife. So they sync together and then they feel the same emotions. Yeah.
Okay guys, listen that. Kalau you have that means you are good husband lah.
Oh. Emotionally very attached. Which I don't think I experienced that.
Oh, okay.
Not common, but there are some of them who are like that.
Tapi
Yeah.
I agree the
Yes.
first part. Betul. I feel like eating something I cannot finish, you will finish it. True enough. Yeah.
Kan?
So
Itu normal
I
lah
dah
tu.
deliver, my tummy dah flat, tummy dia masih belum flat.
Sebab kita pregnant more than 9 months.
Everlasting. This is called everlasting pregnancy.
Apa orang Melayu cakap bunting apa? Bunting baik gajah.
Bunting gajah. Keluar pun gajah.
Tak ada keluar. Dia tak ada duit.
Ini Ayu cakap apa? My husband yang mengidam when I was pregnant with my eldest. Then he yang muntah-muntah waktu my third one.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations to you. You got a very good husband.
Ayu Asi.
Ayu, congrats to you. You got a very good husband.
Attached to you.
Terbaik.
Yeah. I have encountered the husbands because they are very, very bonded with their wives. So this is what you feel. Yeah.
Lepas podcast ni banyak husband yang Asian bonded. Aku bunting.
Aku nak makan.
Konon. Tiba.
Yeah, so I also want to take this opportunity to say that, you don't need to eat for 2. You just need to eat an extra 300 to 400 calories a day. That's all. Your baby punya needs is more of nutrients rather than actual food. So you don't need to eat an extra plate of rice or mee goreng or whatever. But you do need to eat more nutrients. That means you can eat a whole plate of extra sayur. That's kind of more important. Okay, let's go back to what Zarina asked me about that.
Massage thing
about the high blood pressure and the diabetes and all that.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So what happens is that usually these women, they already have genetics that run in the family. For example, somebody in the family has high blood pressure or diabetes or whatever. So you already are, you have genetics for it. But so far you don't manifest it. The genetics are not activated for that because you kind of your body does this thing called homeostasis. That means whatever that you eat that actually wants to activate that diabetic gene. For example, you have the diabetic gene. For example, my mom had stroke and all that. Why don't I have high blood pressure and stroke? Is because I make sure that I exercise and I eat right. So my genetic for that doesn't manifest. You see?
Okay.
But when you are pregnant, you are in a state where these things will uncover.
Means you cannot control, is it?
It will uncover. If you have a propensity for that, it will come out during your pregnancy. So it doesn't mean what Malay say pembawaan budak. Budak tu tak bawa apa-apa.
Budak tu tak bersalah kan?
Budak tu bawa rezeki, bawa rahmat.
Jangan salah, dia bawa rahmat, dia bawa rezeki. Tapi dia tak bawa diabetes.
Dia tak bawa diabetes.
Dia cakap, ni pembawaan budak. No, the child doesn't bring anything. It's already in you. So, when you're pregnant, certain things, certain fail-safes are a bit lowered, right? And then this thing manifests. So, you see, it's a good thing. For me, it's a good thing that when you're pregnant, that, I have gestational diabetes. But they dismiss it in the sense that, ini pembawaan budak, and when I am not pregnant, I don't have all this. This is just because of pregnancy. Actually, no, it's not because of pregnancy. It's already inside you. And a full 30% of women who have gestational diabetes in their older age, they go on to have full-blown diabetes. Not pregnant
Okay,
diabetes,
okay.
but actual diabetes. 30%. The stats are like that. So how can you blame the baby? Actually, you already have it. So when you have it during pregnancy, you should already be alerted. You know what? I have genetics for it already. And because of the pregnancy, Alhamdulillah, this thing is uncovered. So it gives me a reminder that, you know what? I can always develop high blood pressure and diabetes later in life because actually it's in me. And the pregnancy helped to uncover this issue. So
Oh.
yeah, because the stats are about 1/3 of them will actually go on to have that in their later life.
Okay,
So
okay, okay.
so that's why I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and then but people need to understand that it is not because of the baby. It's not because of pregnancy. It's already inside you.
Yeah. It activates when you
It
get
activates.
pregnant.
This is already in our body system. But
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
So when you're
having
pregnant,
said that, right? Having said that, sometimes after the delivery, they are back to normal, right? But you are giving them
correct.
a warning, right? What you said, right? This is
Yes.
a warning to you.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean that you don't
Is
have it. So you
there
have to be very careful. So this is where they have
Mm.
to start taking care of their diet and their exercise.
and
Yes,
get
correct.
help lah.
The,
Go to
the
the
back
doctor
to
and do.
normal, the back to normal is our body's way of doing this thing called homeostasis. Meaning apa tau? Our bodies will try their very best to make you back to normal. Even though you
Mm,
have all these things, your body will go back to helping you a lot until such a time where it tries to maintain that state where the illness doesn't come out and the body just macam okay, it's too much for me already. Then your high blood pressure is already, oh no, I have high blood pressure, I have diabetes. Actually, no,
ah,
your body was always struggling to actually make you, maintain your health.
tapi
So
macam
if
you cakap apa, tak pergi check tak tahulah.
also diorang tak check. And
Ah,
especially they tak check, so you don't know also what. And sometimes people
yes.
are afraid to check. They are afraid to know certain things about themselves.
Ah,
They are afraid that okay, if I have high blood pressure, that means I got to eat medicine for life. Then teruk
ah,
I don't want all this. Nanti doktor
yes.
suruh sekat ni, jangan makan tu.
Ah,
And then
obat
yeah, it's just
berlambak
yeah, but they don't
Yeah.
understand that you know what? Actually, your high blood pressure and your diabetes, you can actually help yourself. You don't need to be on medication the whole of your life. In fact, some people have actually beat that condition, the high blood
Mm,
pressure, the diabetes, the heart problem. They actually
mhm.
went on to do a lot of things that makes them not doctor say okay, no need to eat high blood medication already, your blood pressure is totally
Uh-uh.
normal, but then you have to put in a lot of effort lah.
Effort.
So
Betul,
the thing,
betul,
so the thing is
betul.
for me, like either way, whether you whether you like it or not, you still have to make time and make effort. So whether you want to make time and effort to be sick or you want to make time and effort to be healthy,
To be
either way
healthy.
you have to make time and effort for this. If you
Yes,
just
yes.
okay tak apa, aku tak nak pergi doktor, aku tak nak check or whatever, I just don't want to face this problem, then you're just reactive and then things will happen to you with no
When it's
control.
too late already, yeah. Like
Yeah.
you need to start everything. I mean, you know until it become bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and then kind of sometimes it's like, it's either too late or you have to do really a lot of effort. So it's better that
Yeah. You get
you do something now rather than you wait until things get very, very
Yeah.
bad.
yeah, you get treated early better. Okay,
True.
I have this
Is
comment kejap
apa orang cakap, susah dahulu senang kemudian lah
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah,
correct,
that's
correct.
right, that's
Shafiq.
right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Zaina can read?
I experienced bunting pelanduk. First time I dengar. Bunting pelanduk for both my kids during my pregnancy. I still datang uzur until my 6th month and lepas uzur stop, I got high blood pressure. Following months till I give birth and during giving birth, I tumpah darah. Wow. Is it because of my hormones changes or I'm lacking of vitamins?
Giving birth tumpah darah dia type. Yeah.
Right.
Giving birth.
So this tumpah darah, so it is so usually typically you are low in iron and low in vitamin K. So again, you have to look at your diet, increase your if you're very low, like it looks like this tumpah darah. So on top of eating your green leafy veg every day, you also have to take iron supplement. And you don't need to wait for your pregnancy to do that. Right now, you go and buy either Ibaret or Sangobion or even some liquid iron if you can't swallow pills. You take that every single day, and on top of that, you take those really high in iron punya green leafy veg. For example, ulam, ulam raja, ulam pegaga are two very two greens that are very high in iron. And then you pair the iron intake with vitamin C fruits. So you can take citrus fruits every day together with your green leaves. So that is that lah. That is why it is like that. So why you experience bleeding sometimes is because of your vitamin K deficiency. That's why it affects your ability to clot. So so you can go ahead and Google iron sources and vitamin K sources and focus on eating that. Inshallah, it will actually help you a lot.
Vitamin K example apa From what food? First time I heard vitamin K. I mean, normally from what food?
Vitamin K.
Actually, kan, all these vitamins a lot on green leafy veg. On vegetables.
Okay.
Usually
No wonder
when people
say you don't go wrong eating vegetables, especially the green ones lah.
So that's why I know on the typical plate that you eat, half of the food that you eat should be green leafy veg. Instead of half of the food I eat is rice. Actually, you don't really need that much carbs.
Nice.
But you really need a lot of these vitamins. The vitamins are going to help you. And then, of course, it keeps you full and prevents you from overeating and gaining too much weight in pregnancy. So, but the thing is about them also is that, you keep on feeling hungry because your body tells you to keep eating. the food, but then you're eating not the right food. So your body is always hungry. So you keep being hungry, but you makan tapi macam still hungry.
That's why you like to munch, right? They like to munch during that period. So what is the best food or good food to munch during that? What's your advice during that pregnancy period?
Fruits lah, Shafi'i. Confirm fruits and nuts. Besides
you
fruit
need
and
to
nuts.
be varies, cannot be only fruits and nuts. Is there anything else?
Nuts lah, fruits. There's so many fruits. There's so many fruits.
Some people don't eat fruits.
Again, the reason why, like I said, the reason why we are always feeling hungry and we always need to munch is because we are not eating enough greens.
Okay.
If you have enough greens, you feel very, very full. You makan banyak sayur, you feel very full. So you don't really want to snack. The snacking comes when your body is saying, I am still hungry. Even though you dah makan tau, you eat a whole plate of rice with maybe, for example, chicken or whatever protein. But you still feel hungry. Asal aku ni lapar? Oh, because I'm pregnant. No, it's not because you're pregnant you lapar. It's because you're not eating the food that your body is telling you, please eat more veg. So you just
so makan salad dengan Thousand Island okay lah?
No, ulam.
Ulam dengan Thousand Island boleh?
Thousand Island pun just actually you nak makan sambal belacan pun okay. What's the problem?
Kan?
Actually should be sambal belacan dengan ulam. Sebab orang dulu-dulu kan dia makan sambal belacan, dia tak makan Thousand Island. Thousand Island
youngsters now tak makan sambal belacan.
I also know it's not healthy. Masalahnya anak-anak kita ni tak makan sambal belacan. Ulam pun tak
tahu
makan.
tak apa.
Nampak sayur buang.
Sambal belacan jauh-jauh bau dia tak boleh tahan. Dia orang lah kan. Kita tak ada sambal belacan tak boleh makan.
Kita tak ada sambal belacan.
So also I tell the mummies like, okay, if you really cannot eat so much of these vegetables, what you do, you just blend them and drink them. So you take a bowl, a Chinese bowl of veg, and then you bersihkan, of course. Then you put in your blender, put like a cup of water and a fruit. You maybe eat an apple or banana or whatever fruit lah, strawberry, blueberry, whatever. blend it for a minute and then you drink it. Then it's just so fast, then you don't need to kunyah and you just drink your veg. So you can either eat or drink your veg. Either way, you'll be getting what your body needs. So
Yes. What you call that? I forgot. What you call that? Is it not yogurt? What is that? Fruit juice, eh?
Green juice.
So so that's your answer, Shafi. Just now you asked, right? Besides fruits and vegetables, these are juices lah.
Yes,
I think juices is the next thing. It's also very easy and
Betul.
I think it's a good what do you call it? To have a drink and go. Yeah, it's very
that's
simple.
right.
Yeah.
And I
Susah
just
kalau
want to
malas
remind
nak pergi
everybody.
blend tu, you go ask your husband to do it.
Yeah, that's right. That's good.
Inilah
So the
master
husband
bully
can also be involved.
husband.
Yeah.
Can,
I just want to remind everyone that this is not juicing tau per se. It's not you put in a juicer and you get the liquid. You are blending because you want the fiber as well. So this
there
is
you go.
different. This is different. This is not a fruit juice. This is a juice that you blend, not.
Yes.
So you
Correct.
have all the hampas, and this is very, very important for you as well.
You
Because
want
this
that hampas, yes.
this helps with the high blood pressure or so-called the gestational hypertension that you have. Because it helps, the soluble fiber helps with cleaning you punya arteries lah. It helps with that. Unclogging your tubes, so-called.
And this is
so
also no need to apply for pregnancy ladies, for everybody also. This tip.
Correct. Yes, especially for those who are actually do have high blood pressure. This is very, very important. You can always do this. Make this like your medicine every single day, and then you'll find that your blood pressure issues are actually
go down.
better.
Yeah, it can go down. Correct.
Yeah.
Pasal there's a lot of blockage lah. Actually, it's true. I think ladies out there or those of you are listening, basically what Doula is trying to say is that another option, if you cannot eat raw veggie, I understand. Sometimes kita rasa macam kambing kan makan raw veggie. Yeah. So you blend it, bukan juice. So you blend, you put some fruits, you put little bit of water. Yeah, then you drink it. So indirectly dia jadi macam you punya macam pipe rumah kita kan. Kadang-kadang once in a while we need to uncok it, right? Yeah, we need to clean it. So this is our body system. This is our body system. This is our
To
life,
flush
and
whatever you need to
yes,
flush
to flush,
down.
correct. Yeah. So that is the whole purpose. So I think this is a very good tip. Yeah. I think this is something that is applicable to all of us, and I think it's a good reminder for myself also. Yeah.
Yes,
So
betul tu. Good
this is
reminder for
something that we
ourselves,
must
betul.
do after this. That we can do.
Okay, guys out there.
It's possible. We can do it. Maybe after this, everybody must write. Yes, I did it.
Kalau dah
Maybe you
boleh
can
tu,
share
dah
with us.
bikin, you just take a picture, post dekat komen. Kita nak
Nice.
tengok.
Yeah, and share with us. Must be green veggie, I mean any green veggie plus maybe one fruit. Yeah. Then small cup water.
What's the
then,
best veggie? What type of veggie that you recommend, Doula?
Green leafy veg, like what I said, ulam raja, pegaga, spinach, baby spinach. These are all like for very
common.
nice, very common and easy to get. Any green leafy veg you like, bok choy, basically any green veggie that you prefer.
Akak cerita boleh?
Sorry?
Akak cerita boleh?
Mana?
Akak cerita. Oh,
What is
never mind. It's okay. Okay, never mind. It is a ulam of akak
How
cerita.
about cucumber?
Okay.
How about cucumber? Because I know cucumber is very watery.
Cucumber is not a green leafy veg, even though it's a veg. Kita nak yang berdaun. Daun.
Oh.
Okay.
Daun.
Think of kambing. Okay. Kambing tak makan.
Kambing tak makan timun
Timun.
Then the timun in our nasi lemak kind of doesn't
Sedap
help
je lah.
All these vegetables have their own function. But specifically for iron, which we are addressing her question just now, right? Specifically for iron deficiency, you need the green leafy veg.
Okay, Fiza, dengar tu Fiza. You boleh sekarang
Fiza,
juga
lepas
you
ni
buat.
kita supplykan you sabun pula. Lepas ni kita supplykan you sayur, spinach. Tak apa, minggu depan kita jumpa je kan. Nanti I belikan you spinach. Okay?
Okay, Tuan Dila. Okay, kita cakap pasal makan. Now kita cakap pasal exercise. What are the exercise that you recommend that everybody can, the lady can do anytime, anywhere? What is
Especially
the
pregnant
routine
mummies
that they need
pregnant
to do?
mummies.
Yeah,
Let's focus back. Let's focus back
pregnant
to
lady,
our
this are,
pregnant mummies. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That can help
Okay.
them. Kita dah digress. Okay. So
Okay.
go back to pregnant mummies. What are the you think is a very
Exercise
good and
routine
it's a
that,
must do
yeah.
exercise? Yeah. That all pregnant mummy must do so that their delivery macam flash lah gitu.
Senang Okay.
Mm.
This is something that that I actually emphasize a lot, and I also in my own practice that I
Mutai.
do. I cycle. I'm an endurance cyclist, right? For example, we did the 200, the 300 kilometer Audex, and then now we are actually training for the 400, 600, and 1,000 kilometer.
Wait, hold on.
race.
Kalau you pregnant, you can still cycle long distance?
Actually, cycling is not the issue. It's about
Okay.
safety. So there's always the issue of, if she cycles, will she fall down and hurt herself? Or hit the stomach or all that. But cycling itself is no issue. So if you think that cycling at the PCN, not like rempit, fast cycling, you can cycle happily with your kids, with your family, then it should be no issues. In fact, I have had because now I'm also starting. I just went to Malacca and talked to some of my friends about starting classes in both classes in Malacca and KL again because of the border that has reopened. And I have had students there who told me that they were cycling even up to EDD, just cycle around the neighborhood. This is Malaysians, and then cycle. Then the next day they give birth. So you see, it is actually possible if it's done in a very safe manner. But then safety issues. So you just say, cycling at the gym or whatever lah. But then,
or maybe you invest in the good seat lah.
But
When you cycle, you will invest in the good seat. The seat must be very
must be comfortable.
Seat.
Seat tempat duduk.
Saddle. You call it saddle.
Saddle. Okay. Saddle. Yeah. Okay. Yelah. Saddle.
Awak faham sudah lah. Awak ni pun faham sudah lah. Oh, pasal dia tak faham.
Yes. Saddle, correct. Yeah, invest in a good saddle. Yeah, I believe
of course. The saddle is very important. The bike setup. The length between your saddle and your pedal. All this is called the bike fit. This one is all very important. For people who want to cycle comfortably without back pain or leg pain and all that. So one of the safest exercises for pregnant mummies is of course walking. I just want to tell all the mummies out there that you have to go. Of course nanti you dengar benda ni semua you semangat lah. Okay, I'm gonna do right now. But actually, I wanna tell you about this thing that you have to bear in mind, which is progressive overload. Progressive overload means you don't just go and do, for example, a 10K walk.
Suddenly,
Never done it before, So you can start with a 10-minute walk, or you can start with a 15-minute walk at a pace that you're comfortable with. And then after that, if you can maintain that every day or at least 3 times to 4 times a week, and then you increase. Or maybe you can increase the intensity. Maybe 15 minutes you're not walking at the park, maybe you're walking uphill, or 15 minutes you climb stairs. You kind of vary that. But always progressive overload. Here's the thing that I always find that people want to exercise, and then it results in a lot of accidents and all that, or things like, for example dorang masuk trail, lepas tu ada heart attack, lepas tu meninggal kat dalam. All these are people who actually do intense exercise without preparing their bodies for that particular effort. So progressive overload is very important. Even if you are just doing something as simple as cycling, doesn't mean you go out and cycle for 2-3 hours just like that. If
It's
you've
good.
never
Yeah.
done, you
Yeah.
jangan buat gitu. You're just making yourself injured for no reason,
Betul.
right?
Betul. Yes. Yes. Agree.
So
Agree.
yeah,
Okay.
so if you want, so you want to start exercising, so one of the best things to do for a pregnant mommy
That's
is
slow.
actually to start walking. Okay, pizza. Spirulina is
Yeah.
good. Spirulina is also another form of iron, so you can go ahead and take it as a supplement for your iron intake. Yeah.
Okay.
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 Another thing. There's one
Kejap,
question.
Dila.
There's
There
one.
is cycling. I want to know what they can do at home. A simple exercise.
The simple
Yeah.
exercise. The simple exercise is one of the most simplest things. Like I
Ah,
said, squatting is very simple to do. Squatting. So if you
bukan nanti
never
terbelanak
done,
tak
tak lah. So if you never done this squatting exercise, never mind, right? You just you just sit down and stand up. You sit down and stand up. You have a chair, you sit down, stand up, you sit down, stand up. So if you can do that, and then you kind of sit down but don't touch your butt to the chair, and then stand up again. Macam almost touching or slight touch, then stand up. So then you have the squat. And then of course the squat itself on YouTube, you can actually Google the correct way to squat, and the correct way to squat is actually your knees shouldn't go or shouldn't extend beyond your toe punya line. So it kind of have to be 90 degrees, but then your knees cannot bend over your toe punya line. So you can actually Google it, and there's on YouTube, there's videos on YouTube showing you the correct way in which to squat. So that's the thing that very simple you can do at home. Kalau
There
tak
you
pernah,
goes.
tak pernah, never
Yeah.
mind. You just sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. Then you see how you go. Yeah.
See, very simple.
Okay.
Anywhere, anytime dekat kerja boleh buat kan. Kalau dah rasa macam tu,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Before we end off, I think there's one question I need to ask Dila. Somebody just text me and ask me.
Okay.
Sorry, I need to know why do I have water retention in my pregnancy?
Okay. So water retention, also kind of a couple of things. So you also have to,
Is it
well,
because
you
she
have to
drink lots
ask
of water?
no,
Oh
no,
no. Okay, that's another
no.
myth. Okay.
Boleh
No,
minum.
that's also another misconception. If I drink more water, will I have more water retention? In
Retention.
fact,
Ya. Dulu mak
in
kita cakap jangan banyak minum sangat.
Jangan minum air, tak boleh. Lagi-lagi lepas beranak.
itu lepas pantang. Lepas bersalin, dalam pantang dia cakap that is also another big misconception. I've had to explain to a lot of my clients punya mak that she need all this fluid because she is breastfeeding, and the fluids actually help to heal her after birth. So that is a lot of misconception on that again. But then what I want to say to women who have water retention is that
During
sometimes
pregnancy.
you are not drinking enough. That's why your body is retaining the water. Your body is retaining the water because you are dehydrated. So dia tak
not
nak
because
let
you
go.
drink too much.
Dia tak nak let go air tu sebab you tak minum cukup. And a woman in pregnancy needs to drink at least about 2.5 to 3 liters of fluids a day.
Okay.
So if you're, for example, some women, I know some of my clients when they met me also, they were just drinking about 1 liter a day. And then they were having, water retention issues. So I said, you're not drinking enough. That's why you're having water retention, because your body thinks that it is dehydrated and it's not letting go of the water. It's afraid that if I let go this water, I'm going to be more dehydrated and it's going to be dangerous for the baby. Because your baby also needs a lot of water because of the amniotic fluid requirement. You need to keep your amniotic fluid high. So you need, number one, you need to drink 2.5 to 3 liters of fluid. And this, I tak nak you minum air sedap nak you minum majority of it, I nak minum plain water. If you can't drink water, then you infuse it with lemon, you infuse it with fruits, you can put strawberries in your water and make it flavorful. So at least you must drink the plain water. A majority of it, maybe about 2 liters of plain water, then the rest you can drink lah, you punya whatever air sedap suka, like tea or whatever. That's number one. And then to get rid of that water retention, you need to move, because your body needs to move to circulate the water back to your kidneys for you to pee it out or you sweat it out. right? But mostly you need to pee it out. You need to pee out this water retention, and you can't move that water from usually the legs that's swollen if you're not moving enough. So you need to move, you need to exercise so that this water moves out from the place where dia tersumbat, and then it goes to your kidneys, and then you pee it out lah. So you nak kena
Wow,
jalan.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you nak kena
Yeah.
jalan, and then you need to drink more water. Usually that is that cures and helps the thing. And also if you want to be fast with the water retention, you can, like I said, drink more water, bit more exercise, move more, and also you can wear compression socks. That will help a lot in actually,
Oh.
compressing your feet yang swollen. You compress that water, that helps to bring that water out and to throw out from your body. So these three things these three things you can do, right? Move more, drink more plain
Drink more
water, and then buy compression socks,
compression
or
sock.
or just some socks that's a bit tight lah. Just so they will squeeze that they help with the squeezing of the water out
And
from your feet.
there's fourth thing I need to add. Husband malam-malam urut kaki.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
True, betul. Jangan
Oh,
kita
Kan.
uncomfortable with our tummy dia kat sebelah. Memang nak kena. Kan?
You
That
can
one
put your
routine
hand
guys. Apa
you
dia?
can put
Padahal ni dia
you
punya
letak
pasal
bantal.
kan.
Elevate the leg, then you boleh urut
Yes.
lah
Yes, that will help a lot. Yeah. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the husband. Thank you in advance for the husbands who are actually willing to do that. Your wife will really appreciate this. It helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, betul. It's a journey for two lah. Even though one is yang tengah bawa tu, but the other one must prihatin lah dengan whatever the wife is going through lah
Yes. Yeah, that is so good. Yeah, and really your wife will actually remember this for a long time to come. And you can also remind her when she's not happy with you, ingat tak, I urut kaki you tau.
I pun suffer jugalah malam-malam bangun pagi urut
Tu lah, I sacrifice tau, bukan tak sayang you tau. Oh yeah, you actually do. So yeah, this is a good thing to, and it's in this journey is something that you both go through together. So these are memories that you make, and then you always remember that when your child is older, when you're telling your child, oh bila mama pregnant, macam gini, then papa urut kaki mama, it actually helps with the child as well. The child feels love. And this is what we want, happy families, bonded families.
Yep.
Yeah.
Betul.
Yes.
Okay, on that note,
Shafi. Yes.
Fiza pula, Doula Dil, do you have any advice for those out there?
Yeah, on last
before we
note,
go?
is there anything for them? For the mummies and the daddies.
For the mummies and
daddies. Yeah.
I would say get as much knowledge as you can, because knowledge is power and will help you not just in your labor, in your pregnancy, birth and postpartum experience, but we always keep learning and improving ourselves as parents. Also in the end, for me lah, in the end, the birth, even though the birth matters a lot, but the birth doesn't matter. It is again how you guys go through the whole process. Some of them engage a doula because they want a certain outcome, but sometimes they don't get that outcome, but then they don't realize that actually the whole point was you going through the journey together, you building memories with your husband, building memories with your child, and then being parents. And that means growing up as well. Sebab budak tu mendewasakan kita. Bukan kita ni dewasa akan dewasakan dia. Tak. Having a child makes you an adult. And then be open to change and learning from your child as well. And that is it's all a journey. Yeah, it's all a journey. But how you navigate the journey, how you guys bonded together, how you guys became a team together, how you communicate, these are all important things. I don't say that the birth in the end doesn't matter, but how you guys are together matters a lot more than what the outcomes are. And the outcome is always Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala determine, not you. All you need to do is just part. Yeah.
usaha, do our very
Nice,
best,
okay.
do our level
Yes,
best.
I like
Before we end off,
Dila cakap. Kejap, I like Dila cakap changes when you are into that level. You will be going to another stage. You have to need to do changes. You become a motherhood. A lot of changes, and you got to
from
accept the changes, and you must do change. Otherwise, not even lah.
the change is
When
constant
you
lah, right? I mean,
yeah
from a
yeah
husband title, from
yeah
a wife title, suddenly you go to the next level, you become a
yeah.
mommy and a daddy. Yeah,
Yes, I like that.
and I think
Okay,
lagi
Dula
kita akan
Dila.
jadi granny then granddad
Itu lama lagi lah, itu
InsyaAllah.
lama lagi.
awak dulu, confirm awak dulu, saya belum lagi. Yes,
Okay, Dula Dila.
dipersilakan.
Kalau how can we if there's somebody want to get your service, mana can
They want to know more
they
lah.
contact
They
you?
want to know more
Yeah,
what.
yeah, they want to ask more maybe. Yeah.
They can PM me on Facebook. I do have Instagram, Fadillah Yusope. But usually I'm on Facebook. You can PM me on Facebook. My number is also on my Facebook, so you can just
Nice.
just message me directly. And also I'm thinking of doing TikTok videos as well.
Yeah, follow her
TikTok
guys.
video,
Follow her. Yes.
you nak pelakon, apa ni,
Zainab
pelakon
boleh
sambil nak
volunteer.
act pregnant ke apa boleh lah, letak bantal kat perut I ke,
Boleh.
so exercise ke, tunai the correct way of squatting takut baby
itulah.
terkeluar, so I can be your so called your anak patung pula,
Anak
Dia pelakon
patung.
lah, your actor anak patung.
Oh, siang-siang dah ada volunteer herself
Kan. Boleh.
I don't mind.
On
Tapi
je,
ni
on
boleh
je.
jadi the husband, the supportive husband. Dan dia boleh massage kaki kita.
But must learn how to massage tak boleh semua massage
Yeah.
Nanti jadi
Kick nanti kena flying kick.
yeah. Yes, okay. If they still want to know you more, do you have a company you're running a company, or do you have a website for them to know you more, or macam mana?
So actually everything has been like down for the past COVID 2 to 3 years. So I'm gonna like revving back again. Usually I haven't done much with my website, so I think better just PM me on Facebook lah.
PM.
I'm redoing everything all over again this year. It's been quite on a standstill for the past couple of years, where I actually lowered down all my doula activities, and I kind of focus more on my bike training, and I'm really enjoying that. So now only I'm starting my physical classes, the classes in Malacca and KL as well, and then just coming back up again lah.
Okay, guys out there, kalau not want to get her services, just PM her. Over a cup of coffee, jumpa dia. Nak ambil service dia, or one or two one is okay. She's very friendly and super friendly lady. Just jumpa dia, talk, and you think you can click or you can bond.
Correct.
There you go from there lah. Yeah, betul tak? You don't have to meet her, then must sign contract, betul?
No. We usually see whether we are a good fit lah. Macam jodoh juga lah kan. Takkan macam jumpa tu nak kahwin, tak boleh lah.
Suddenly tengok alamak, dia ni not my style lah. Then okay, it's okay, then you move on.
Jumpa tak kahwin, pingsan.
Tak handsome macam mana. Kan? So even with a doula, if the couples are thinking of getting a doula, I suggest I'm not the only doula. You can like find a couple of doulas, and then you narrow it down to people that you like, research on them, ask other people about them. If you ever heard of this doula, dia okay tak? Dia bagus tak? Macam mana dia punya style, being a doula with you. So you get that. Usually word of mouth is kind of more reliable lah kan. Then pinpoint. Then after you pinpoint, you go and interview the doula, bring your husband along, are both of you comfortable with the doula? Is she a good fit with you? Then after that, you engage the doula. So that's much better.
Yeah. Then you comfortable with it. Then okay. Before I forget about this one question. Whether I do not know whether you want to answer or not. engaging a doula? Mahal tak? How much?
How much for
Yes.
myself? For
You
myself,
don't have to tell about yourself. You can tell, but if you want to tell, you tell, or can just give a range. So people yang tak
Let's say
tahu,
people want to engage
okay,
you, your service.
yeah,
How
how
much
much? Yeah.
roughly they have
Is
to
it
put
okay for
aside?
us to know
Maybe
the
you can
price?
prepare some budget.
okay. For me personally, the birth doula service includes 3 prenatals, or 2 prenatal and 1 postnatal, and then the labor and birth support, and then plus I do birth walks, and that's about 1,800. Yes,
And
and
all
then
this for how long? For what? 3 months, 6 months? How long?
yeah, from
Duration?
usually the time where second trimester, from second trimester onwards.
Wow. Okay, only 1.8k, and
1,000.
you
Yes,
get
that's right.
And they can
Only
pay
get a lot
installment?
big
yes, of course
installment.
they can pay installment. Yeah.
Ada
The
installment
reason
lagi,
why,
guys.
sorry?
Ada installment
Ada
lagi tau,
installment
guys.
lagi.
Installment lagi, yeah. So you can pay monthly, or some of them they prefer to pay a certain depends on what we all agree on the payment.
Correct.
But then my clients also have to attend class, which is 650 per couple, and that's about 20 hours of classes. So in order to educate yourself on the birth itself. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. I don't have like a lot of other things. Of course, if you want the postnatal massage, and that's another charge.
Add-on cost lah, of course lah. Takkan semua termasuk dalam 1.8 kan?
No. In
Yes,
fact,
yes.
in fact, I have been like, I've been actually keeping that fee low, because I think that the cost is also a deterrent for our mummies. And I also don't want to make it too expensive, but I do have to be compensated for my
Exactly.
expertise
Of
actually.
course, of
And
course.
I do am
Understand.
aware that I actually deserve a higher pay grade
Underpriced.
because
Yeah, we understand.
higher price, because I am actually a paramedic, and I have a whole list of other things that differentiates me than just a normal doula. So yeah. So
You want to know, you
Yeah,
PM her.
I
You
can
want to know,
vouch.
you ask her. You want to know,
Seriously,
you
they out
jumpa
there,
dia.
yeah, I can vouch on that. When you meet Dila, right, you will get more than you paid for lah. Seriously, because
Yeah.
she's someone who is willing to share. Senang cakap lah, tak lokek ilmu. Yes.
Yeah,
You
yes.
just ask her
Yeah.
something that she's passionate. I think Doula cycling is her passion. That's a soft spot lah, I'm telling you. Yeah. So you start
Okay.
with that, she cannot stop.
Yeah.
So yeah. She's the kind of person who will share. She's tak lokek ilmu lah. Yeah. So
Yes,
don't
yes.
worry about
Betul.
whether mahal ke tidak, not expensive or not. I think we go look beyond that. What are the services, or what are the information, the good information, yes, that you get from her. Look at that, yeah. Because even if you go for a gynae, please, gynae now also you don't get few hundreds of, few hundreds of fees. It's about 1,000 also, yeah. And normally we want the best, right? We will get the best gynae, especially for our first child, right? People are willing to invest in the most expensive package because it's my first child, right? Yeah. So it's the same thing. Yeah. It's a journey, and I believe that this is something that a couple must really sit down and make a decision that both of you are agreeable, yeah, and comfortable. Yeah, it's a very I would say it's a very important decision. Yeah, involves especially the couple. Yeah. And maybe before we end off, there's something also that I personally believe, to all mummies out there. This I'm saying for myself, not because she's a doula, okay, but I went through this journey twice, and I'm a strong believer of a natural birth. Trust me. Yeah, I'm not saying that if you don't do natural birth, it's I mean, it's no good. But if you have a choice, and I believe this is someone taught me, pasang niat, that you will go through the natural birth, and inshallah, the nature or Allah will show you the way. And alhamdulillah, I believe in that, and I really bersyukur, that I managed to go through that with whatever was being mentioned. No epidural, no nothing. It was just semangat, because semangat. I tell myself, I don't know why. I just tell myself that I must prove to myself that I can do it the natural way. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
wish at that time I know
Yes.
you, Dila. Dila, if I
Aw.
Yeah.
think I've known you then, actually I've already known you, but maybe at that time, I don't know that you're doing this doula thing. I think if I've known you, I would have maybe 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6.
Not too late.
I think this
Not too
doula
late.
thing only known in Singapore
Yeah, quite
lately
recently. Yeah.
lah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think about
Even though
10
like
years. Yeah,
Dila
10,
say
15
it's
years
been
lah.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
you are way more than 10, 20 years time. So
Exactly. That's why I say like 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, yeah. So but then but it's okay, alhamdulillah.
yeah,
Allah is the
alhamdulillah. Yeah.
greatest planner. Yeah. That's why we are
Yes.
here today. So ladies out there,
Yeah.
seriously, mark my word, if you can go to for the natural way, just go through the natural way. Unless it's because of some
You
medical
got
condition, of
medical
course,
condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Correct.
one
Yeah.
we can't do anything. But if there's a choice, choose that first. That should be your first choice. That should be
Betul.
our first
Betul.
choice. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we are women, we are made. Our body system is made. Cik, macam aku pula yang
Semangat
Dula. Aku dah semangat ni.
Semangat.
Yeah, because right
Cuba
Dula, you
cuba
ever tell me
dalam
our
bahasa
body
Melayu mesti
system
macam Mak Kilau
is
punya isteri tu.
made our body system is made to give normal delivery. Kan, dah siap passageway semua dah siap. Why
Kan
why
cik.
are we not going through that
Betul.
path?
Agree. Betul
Cik?
cikgu. Oh, ya,
Okay.
yes.
Panas aku. Panas tak
Ya.
rasa kipas. Okay, cikgu silakan cikgu buat closing.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think Zarina does highlight the fact that when women do go through natural birth, we feel really empowered. We feel like it's
Yes.
something like
Boy rasa macam
Puas hati
superwoman.
lah.
puas hati.
I rasa
Betul
macam
lah.
Wonder Woman
That
tau.
Ya.
is the essence of it. Puas hati.
Puas hati
Yeah.
lah. Ya. You
Yes,
you
yes.
complete a cycle of a true woman macam tu lah.
Well, not say true woman. It's just something that is like you did something really, really hard and you cannot achieve that. Of course,
Yes.
of course, not taking away, moms who had C-sections
Yeah,
and all
of
that
course.
doesn't make you less of a woman or just make you less of a mom. I want to clear all that up.
Yes,
We are not
true.
discriminating anybody. It's just that
Betul.
you feel a sense of you do. When you do this, just like when I cycle really, some kind of very big event and very long distance, it is very hard. It's so hard. You just want to sit down and cry. You want to DNF. That means did not finish. You just want to give up. But then you push on and you complete it, and then you feel
Yeah.
such a
Correct.
high sense of achievement.
Yes,
That's kind
that
of
feeling
how
of
you feel.
achievement.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's kind of how
Yes.
you
Go
feel.
through it and you will know how it feels.
Yes. The journey is not easy lah, but having a good partner, husband, a good supportive husband is also another factor that
True.
you can get your journey will be better. And an additional role of a doula will make it much better.
Inshallah.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, guys. Thank you, Doula Adil, for spending time. Wow. Kita macam berbual tapi dah 1 hour 47 minutes. Sorry
I
guys.
know,
I think,
Itulah.
I think kalau kita
Ampun.
banyak lagi kita nak berbual kan, but it's okay because everything is puas hati. Dia punya info is this is cost more than 1.8k.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for inviting me again. Thank you so much for
Alhamdulillah.
having this wonderful conversation. I think I hope that the mummies out there benefited from our sharing. And like I said again, don't take my word as the 100% correct. Keep on learning, keep on finding the knowledge, and then empower yourselves, all of you. And yes, just like Zarina said, I also want to add, trust your body. It is designed to do what it knows best. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, guys, on that note, you all still can continue, comment, share this video, and whoever yang baru masuk tu terlepaskan, you can later after this show ended, you can just go back to the starting and listen to whatever you dah miss, and continue comment or ask your question. Inshallah, our doula will look into it and answer you. And guys, thank you very much for listening. And me, Panji Shafi'i, signing off with my partner.
Zarina Zaharuddin. This has been VoiceOUT Cakap Je. Do listen to us for more real people and real stories.
Okay, Assalamualaikum everybody.
Thank you,
Assalamualaikum.
Dila. See you.